Excellencies, members of government, members of the Senate, the Right Honorable Chair of the National Assembly here represented, the Diplomatic Corps, the Senior Divisional Officer of Bui Division, Your Royal Majesties, representative of corporate bodies, civil society representatives, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The book, The Fon of Nso and the Anglophone Crisis, a testimony for reconciliation and peace, is a narration of the Fon's struggles in the Anglophone crisis, but end up with forgiveness to all those that try to harm him during these trying moments. Given all that the Fon endured since the onset of the crisis, his initial response to publishing this book was no. And he explained that he feared being drawn back into the heart of the conflict. Moreover, our tradition is rooted in oral transmission. He stated, no Fon before me had ever committed his thought to writing or dared to depart from our ancestral medium of preserving history. Convincing the Fon to write this book was the most difficult task we have ever undertaken, as he continually emphasized that since the founding of the Nso dynasty, our tradition has been faithfully transmitted orally. The following arguments were used to persuade him. Failing to document and publish your experiences amid the divisions that have torn so apart would be a grave mistake. Many unfounded stories have circulated about you and will continue to spread unless corrected. 2. The history of Nso up to recent times has been deeply distorted by hearsay and accounts written by individuals who neither witnessed the events nor gathered first-hand testimony from those directly involved. This testimony should guide how we dialogue around our culture and history, learning from cardinal values of truth and integrity. 3. By sharing your thoughts on this historic crisis, the essence is for the Fon to contribute meaningfully to the search for solutions. Your testimony will become a lasting legacy and immortal record for future generations of Nso and Cameroon to understand your role through your own words. 4. The world is evolving and we must evolve with the world to better preserve our tradition and history for posterity, but not replacing our customary oral transmission of facts. When the Fon finally, though reluctantly, agreed to put his ideas into written form, the very first questions he raised were, where are the 3 virgins I buried alive at the Kumbu water tank? What were their names? Who were their parents, and from which villages in Nso did they come? This book is the Fon's testimony. It is not written to still emotions for its own sake, nor to reopen wounds that time must heal. It is written with the deepest honesty the Fon can offer, so that those who live today and those who will come after us may understand what happened, why it matters, and what must never be repeated. This testimony is the Fon's offerings to Nso, to Cameroon, and to all who seek peace. It is a call to remember that no matter how deep the crisis, we must never lose sight of the humanity in one another. We must never forget that war, no matter its cause, leaves behind ashes, not answers. The purpose of this book is not to replace our oral tradition, but to complement, strengthen, and preserve for posterity a small part of the broader royal narrative and messages. It responds to the demands of the present moment while remaining faithful to the enduring values of Nso culture. In this sense, it serves as a tool for peace, reconciliation, and historical preservation, both within and beyond Nso, in keeping with the core Nso ethical principles of respect for human life. The book is also designed to support the Fon's community dialogue, which will bring together all sons and daughters living both in Cameroon and in the diaspora. The dialogue is expected to culminate in Nso, where the final ritual of reconciliation and peace will be performed. As His Majesty teaches, we must carry our scars with dignity, walk in fairness, and forgive with courage. This project is offered as a simple gift, Mbukmi, a toy form, a fireside conversation, where the children of Nso gather around their father. It is open, yet purposeful, seeking to weave bonds of understanding and to remind all of the need to practice fairness and mercy. We took over 2 years with the Fon to gather the necessary documentation and testimonies to write this book. Although a wealth of material has been gathered for this publication, we made sure that contradictory information that could regenerate any conflict in Nso and Wood are avoided. We choose not to overwhelm the reader with excessive detail. Indeed, we offer a concise, accessible account that could be easily read and digested by the reader. The book is made up of 170 pages, The contents of the book include a foreword, preface, and acknowledgement, and divided into 7 parts with sub-chapters. The book traces events from the enthronement of the Fon to the genesis of the crisis, and recounts what the Fon endured during the period. He acknowledges with deep gratitude all those who contributed to his well-being in those difficult moments. The book also includes a reflection of solidarity messages from some of the forms of bullying. The book ends with the Fon's goodwill message to the people of Nso, Bui, and Cameroon, a message of peace and reconciliation. And finally, a royal call to reconciliation. In his royal call, His Majesty stated, "The true wisdom of a people is their ability to listen, to understand, and to seek peaceful ways of handling their differences without causing harm." This book was edited by some of the finest editors in Nso. That includes Professor Vekijika G. Fanso. I think he's in this one. Can we see? Dr. Ngalim Eugene Sehm and Tangwa Kanute. His Royal Majesty says, "In a few moments, the book will be yours. But before it reaches you, its message of reconciliation and peace should touch your heart. And when you finally hold this gift, read it from cover to cover. Let every word speak to reconciliation and peace. The book does not help you find who to blame. It helps you see whom you need to forgive. For indeed, peace is the first justice." Thank you.